In 2020, we launched the Greater Together Fund for Racial Equity to fund Black-led nonprofits that are on the front lines of fighting systemic racism and who are working to build wealth for Black communities.
The Greater Together Fund is really important because it actually provides resources to minority-led nonprofits who are on the ground and serving the communities that we want to uplift.
When we look at the work that we've been doing in the communities that are part of our 13 parish region, we see a racial disparity in every area of work. And the racial disparities we see here, you can point a direct line back to the history of slavery and Jim Crow and institutionalized racism and mass incarceration. And we have a special obligation in our community and to the families in our community who are still suffering because of those injustices to really work on that problem and head on here in New Orleans.
Collins Foundation has always been dedicated to work in the New Orleans area. And certainly that's where we spend our money and spend our time and spend our lives and want to improve things. I mean, these are really critical, fundamental issues of racial equity. And it's certainly new to us, but I'm proud that we're involved in it. I'm proud that the Greater New Orleans Foundation has taken leadership here.
My name is Hermione Malone, and I'm Executive Director of GoBe.
My name is Oji Alexander. I'm an Executive Director and co-founder of Home by Hand.
My name is Rashida Ferdinand. I'm the founder and CEO of Sankofa Community Development Corporation.
We are a nonprofit that focuses on helping minority and women entrepreneurs go from startup to success.
Home by Hand serves low and moderate income New Orleanians who wouldn't be able to purchase a home without the assistance of an organization like us.
We invest in our community through capital projects, through community-led health-centered programs to restore this area through community and economic development work.
The Greater Together Fund for Racial Equity came at a really important moment. The pandemic had just started. There was a lot of uncertainty around the long-term sustainability of our organization.
When Hurricane Ida struck, we realized that there was a need to help folks who were in business but shuttered because of the storm get back on their feet.
We've been using the funds for a number of our projects. We're in the Wetland Park right now, and the funds have been used for some areas of development of the park, but we've also used them for our food access programs, developing our food pantry, expanding our food pantry, as well as doing community-led health education programs to improve advocacy and address social and health barriers.
In particular, the funding from the Racial Equity Fund does, I think, two things. The first is that it addresses a disparity in funding. The second thing I think that it did is it prioritized the work of equity. I know in the last 18 months or so, there's been a lot of, some of it genuine, a lot of it lip service to equity and inclusion. But I think when you dedicate the kind of dollars that the Greater New Orleans Foundation did in calling out developing solutions to systemic issues of racial inequity, that says a lot. Investing in organizations that are directly serving Black communities, that are directly serving communities that have been marginalized and are under-resourced and underdeveloped is extremely significant. This is not easy work.
Our organization's mission is about closing the racial wealth gap and trying to right the wrongs of the historic inequities.
The Greater New Orleans Foundation does their part in ensuring that our nonprofit sector here in Southeast Louisiana is able to further their missions and touch the lives of our community.
Yeah, so our vision is to create a vibrant, sustainable, and just region for everybody. It's work that we have been doing, but 2020 called us to purpose and said, look, let's see if we can elevate both our fundraising efforts, our grant-making intentionality about funding Black-led organizations, and our presence as a community foundation for this region, saying this is an important issue and we're proud to stand in favor of these organizations that are on the front lines and to support them in the work of fighting systemic injustice and building wealth for Black communities.
So generational wealth and building generational wealth is not just about money. It's about building capacity and the spirit to give. We want all of you. We want what makes you you, what's in your heart to give, what's in your spirit to give, what lifted you up as a kid. That's what we need you to give. What matters to you?